Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is impeccably dressed. He's from Barnes Thornberg, where he does M&A work. His passions include skiing, hiking, and structuring mezzanine debt financing. Give it up for Stephen Opler, everybody. Come on. Stephen Opler.
Hello, my name is Stephen Opler, and I'm a lawyer. The thing I hate most about being a lawyer is when you go introduce yourself, it's like being in an AA meeting. Hey, I'm Steve. Hey, Steve. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. 42 days since I filled out a timesheet. You go to an AA meeting, you might hear a recovering alcoholic say, man, I'm glad I'm sober. I was spending so much on legal fees. What's a recovering lawyer going to say? Man, I miss the days I was living my life in 6-minute increments. A law firm is actually a lot like an AA meeting. You're surrounded by nervous, troubled people who've got some pretty dark things in their past. The difference is that at the AA meeting, those people are trying to get better. And we could start an organization called LA, Lawyers Anonymous. Of course, like tradition, we would start with a 12-step program until somebody came along and negotiated us down to 8. Look at me. Just look at me. I don't care where I go. Thank you. Sadly, it was him, not her. Sorry. It doesn't matter where I go. I don't say a thing. Everybody says, are you a lawyer? It's not the way I dress. It's not my glasses. It's not even my pocket square. I just look like somebody that's argumentative. Nobody ever looks at me and said, is he a race car driver? I look like a dude with a briefcase and multiple eHarmony profiles. The worst part about being up here is when the only thing you say that's true is what gets a laugh. Now, this is a true story. I wouldn't make this up. I was at Emory getting a colonoscopy. I could not lie about this. I'm in the room. I'm wearing a gown. Nurse walks in. Before she says anything, hey, are you a lawyer? I'm just flabbergasted. I asked her how she could possibly know that. She goes, well, with lawyers, it's easy. I'm looking at two assholes at the same time. Well, as you can probably tell from this buttery smooth, Barry White accent, I'm from Alabama. I grew up in a small town called Florence, Alabama. There we go. My sister's right here. She's glad to see the show. You got to pay one person to show up, don't you? Yeah. Thanks, sis. I'll Venmo you. But my father used to say about Florence, he'd say, it's not the end of the world, but you can't see it from there. I think what he meant was, if you live in Florence, and you know this is true, if you live in Florence, you probably want the world to end. But the truth is that people from Alabama are among the most misunderstood people in the world. You think because we talk slow, we are slow. You might be right, if I can only remember what in the hell we're talking about. As you probably have already deduced from this accent, I'm also Jewish. And you can imagine the surprise when I go visit friends at another synagogue and I bless them with hearing, hey, y'all want some brisket? I love this accent as a lawyer. It is really helpful in negotiations. It completely puts the other side off on their heels. The other lawyers think I'm stupid. I'm just being authentic. And the one thing lawyers hate more than this accent is somebody being authentic. People often ask me, what was it like growing up in a small southern town in Alabama as a Jew? I wouldn't know. I didn't tell anybody. I was like Anne Frank walking in public. We had a Passover, we had a synagogue, we had a Walmart. I always use this accent when I'm talking about my Jewish upbringing. But, you know, seriously, my parents were very serious about fitting in with their community, fitting in with the neighbors, and they wanted to pass that down to their children. So they would sometimes take my sister and me out to the front yard, right past the inflatable Santa, and just to fit in, they'd burn a Star of David. Thank you very much for the best 10th of an hour in my life.
Keep it going for Stephen Opler, everybody. Stephen, yeah.